Hello, my name's Tom Carhill. It's Monday, the 1st of September 2014. Something's just occurred to me. I need to do a quick update on things you need to watch out for when you're trying to establish whether somebody's a CoIntelPro agent or not. Now, as I've explained in the past, there's some people who are paid to begin with, and some people get co-opted later on, and there's other people who are just happily going along, being misled into doing stupid things, which, means that they're acting against what they purported in the first instance to be acting against. And a lot of this is tied into their egos, because a lot of people are basically losers. They've got nothing going for them. They don't really value their opinion very highly, and then all of a sudden, when they get any kind of attention, this attention is so unique to them that they'll do anything to hold on to it. So there's various different ways you can get tie-in with these people, so it doesn't mean that they're necessarily getting paid. It doesn't mean they've definitely got some kind of, really kind of like pervasive hold over them. It can just be their egos holding them in. Now, one of the things which I think is a worrying trend, which I've noticed recently, is, and as I said, I've covered it in the past, is, you've got a CoIntelPro budget, you've got a, counterintelligence program budget. That's what most intelligence is. It's a counterintelligence. It's not going around stealing microfilm of like, spaceship technology and stuff off the Russians. That's not how it works. It's mainly putting out disinformation and countering information that's been spread about your side, which will make them look bad. And you've got to remember that your side isn't you, the people. It's you, the people who are running your country, or more likely, you, the people who are getting the people running your country, or apparently running your country, borrowing money off their bank. Yes, so it gets quite confusing if you don't understand how it works. But when you understand, it's all about money to a certain point. Even though it goes deeper than money, money's often an excuse. If you look at it in simple terms, it's all about money, and they've got to keep being able to lend that country money, and they've got to keep starting wars and that type of stuff. And that actually does filter down to have some kind of really obscure effects on the micromanagement of that country. And of course, with Britain being an openly communist country now, they just say it isn't, but it openly is. Like, all the planks of communism have basically been taken care of. And some people still think that the Tory party's conservative. I mean, it's absolutely beyond the pale of insanity. There's nothing conservative about them. But anyway, this is the worrying trend that I've noticed, right? I was speaking to someone the other day, and I said, right, where have all the CoIntelPro people go, and where are the new people who are coming to replace them? Because it seems that, Miles using the analogy, they're like, once you've kind of flushed them down the toilet, that's them gone. Now, who's replacing them? There's normally someone hanging around the edge of the seat that needs to be wiped off and flushed down as well. There's always one of these ugly little, nasty little shits hanging about. And of course, as I said, some of them don't actually know that they're going to get flushed, and they don't even know they've done anything wrong. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're not pervasive anti the people in the country force, or the people in the world force. So I've been wondering who they are. Now, I come across two incredibly funny individuals the other day called John Patterson and George, I don't know, and they were extremely amusing, but I don't think they are CoIntelPros. They just talk absolute shit constantly. They're very, very amusing, but I'd definitely recommend it. Yeah, have a look at them. I've actually done a video. I mean, I can't stop laughing at it when I watch it. I've called it John Patterson and George Lees. George Lees, his name is EES. Yeah, John Patterson and George Lees, educationally subnormal fraud experts. Now, I wouldn't normally slag someone off for being stupid, but the thing is, this George Lees introduces himself saying, I'm going to put my incredible brain power to work. He's a complete idiot. Very funny. I can't recommend listening to them enough. It's very confusing. It's like listening to someone like Michael Tazarian, but with a fraud angle as opposed to just a very confusing bullshit angle. Very, very funny. But anyway, this is the thing. So I can't really establish who the new people are. I hear Brian Gerrish has got new followers now. I don't know, I don't really want to pay any attention to that, but they're stupid enough to look past all the information saying he's bad and continue to follow him. That's it's their own lookout. But this is the thing that's cropped up now. Like, there's a lot of people who seem to be going down the Bill Baloney like rabbit hole, and of course it's not really a rabbit hole. It's not very deep. There's nothing to it. So to say he tells lots of lies would be untrue. He just sort of basically doesn't say anything and says it in a very obnoxious manner. So you've got this Baloney character. You've got Chris Bibby and Baloney. What have they got in common? Well, they're both in the southeast of England. They've got annoying voices. and they constantly use bad language, or swearing, as people in the southeast of England call it. Now, it strikes me that Bill Maloney's then got this other lady on his one of his little interviews called, I don't know what her name is, Mumsy McNamara, she calls herself. Another completely fucking ridiculous name. I think she strikes me as a sort of gypsy or something. That's what I think she is. Not a proper gypsy, but you know these people, these sort of gyppo type people. That's what I think she is. Yeah, not many normal people want to call themselves that. But anyway, she's constantly using bad language and sort of threatening people and calling them obscene names. So you've got Bill Baloney, obscene names, threatening people, associated with Peter Tatchell, someone who wants to remove the age of consent, but he's an anti-paedophile protester. Nothing wrong with that. I can't see there being any irreconcilable, massive conflicts of interest there. Then he hangs around this other scumbag called Mumsy McNamara. And then he's also got this Chris Bivvy. Now, Chris Bivvy and all his little friends, they're all foul-mouthed. Now, as I said, some of Chris Bivvy's little helpers did seem to be quite educated at one stage, but I don't think that's why they're using handles. I don't think they're actually the people. I think they change, because there's one called Dogman, Gallows, and Wolfie. I mean, that just sounds ridiculous anyway. You know, even if you're trying to make yourself, be serious, just use a pseudonym. They're not sensible pseudonyms. Either way, that's different people have different ways of getting their message across, and there's nothing wrong with using humour, but I don't really think they're very appropriate, especially that one of them, I think his name's Dogman, every time he comments on something, he puts a little blurb after it saying, legal advisor to Titsworth and Grab or something, but he puts it after every single one, and it's like, listen, you wanker, it's not funny once, it's not going to be funny twice, it's not going to be funny 3 times. Fourth or fifth time starts becoming funny because it shows what a complete cunt you are and you don't know how to behave properly. And you just make a joke of yourself. But anyway, the point is that Chris Bivvy's also got this other people he's sort of endorsed on his site. So recently he's endorsed Bill Baloney. He's got like a little video on the side. Then he's had this woman called Maggie Tuttle who walks around a graveyard going, where have all the children gone? And she's dressed up like a Satanist, which again has got nothing, there's nothing sinister about that compared to, where he's saying that all these kids are getting taken off and abused by these Satanists. They come out with that ridiculous figure of 10,000 a month or whatever go missing out of care in England. That's obviously bollocks, because otherwise we'd all know numerous people who've gone missing in care. It's just not that many. It's just stupid. It completely undermines the whole thing when you say that. And then the other thing is, he's got this other lady who he puts up there now called Chloe George. That's a funny name. Sounds like a pikey name. But anyway, nothing wrong with that necessarily. But the point is, again, southeast of England constantly uses crude language. Not as much as he does. But it's put on. It doesn't fit when she doesn't just roll out of her mouth. It's not like she's a natural gutter mouth type person. She's actually having to think, we use bad language now, and then she uses bad language, but she constantly talks about, various things. Not very pleasant. But you see, I don't know whether she's just a div like Spivvy, and she's just going down the line of just coming across using silly swearing, as they call it, swearing, because it's not as bad language, and just talking about things like vaginas and stuff. You shouldn't really be talking about that when you're just slagging some politician off for being a criminal, or especially not if you've got it's a sexual undertone to it, like they've been doing some sexual impropriety, or you think they have, or they've been involved with promoting it. The last thing you want to be talking about is anything. It doesn't fit. It's not really appropriate. But you see, the thing with these people is, what I can see happening is they see it's like dog mentality, right? It's like monkey see, monkey do. What happens is they see one person do it, and then they think that because they're doing it, they've got to copy. But like I've explained in the past, when these CoIntelPro people get flushed down the toilet, it's like a piece of shit. All the other bits of shit that are attached to them all go as well. So even if that person's not got any malicious intent and they're actually good intentioned, people just think, right, I've had enough of that lot, constantly using bad language, talking rubbish, calling everybody a homosexual paedophile Satanist. You just say, enough, get rid of them. They are bad. Get rid of them. Anybody calling themselves Wolfie or Dogman, I don't want to hear from them ever again. And the thing is that with Spivvy, I can easily prove that he's lied about various things, or his site has lied, and it's under the auspices of being him, and now he's got the audacity to go and say, yeah, he says that I don't even run my site. Either way, I think there's a very big danger of anybody using bad language and thinking it's going to get their message across, especially if it's gratuitous like they do. I'm Tom Carhill. It's Monday, the 1st of September, 2013.